The team currently at the top of the F1 championship standings is winning in more ways than one. McLaren Racing was valued this month at over $4.1 billion in a stake sale, the valuation underscoring the increased investor interest in a growing sport. Joining us now is Zach Brown, McLaren Racing CEO. He's also the author of the upcoming book, 7/10 of a Second, which will hit shelves later this year. Danny is very excited to read this book. I mean, I want to read it too, but she's the bigger F1 fan.
I will be the first buyer.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy it.
Tell us first about the valuations. And did that stake sale go through? Is that
we're all done? We're all done and dusted.
So, man, these valuations continue to just fly. I mean, that's double what it was last time I spoke with you.
The sport is on fire. Yeah. You know, every metric, demand for teams. You know, it wasn't long ago before Liberty acquired the sport and put a cost cap in place, which kind of ensured everyone's financial stability and on-track stability and competitiveness. So it's been a wonderful thing. The fans are coming out in the tens and hundreds of millions. Sponsors, partners in the sport, unlike we've ever seen before. So the sport is on fire, and long may it continue.
There's always calls out there when sport valuations pick up that it's a bubble. Red Burns and the Milan owner, for example, has been calling out sports valuations are in a bubble. How do you think about it? Because you are at the top of your game right now. You are in serious race to have both the constructors and championship victory, but also you're going to get regulation changes coming in next year. So have we kind of hit a ceiling in how high valuations can go?
I don't think so. I think if you look at sports in general, and I wouldn't say I'm an expert at all sports by any means, but they've only been going north forever. And, you know, every time there's a kind of record deal in whatever sport it is, everyone goes, oh, that was crazy. And then you look back and in 5 years, they've still gone up. So I think our sport in particular has a lot of room for growth. We have 24 races. We have demand for probably 30 Grand Prix. So the demand is strong. Our car is, has the best brands in the world, the MasterCards, the Googles, et cetera. The competition is amazing. Last year, 4 teams won, 7 different drivers won multiple races. It's the first time I've seen that in my 30 years of following the sport. So the on-track competition is great. The off-track drama, as captured by Netflix, is fantastic. The demand for Grand Prix has never been stronger. So I think the sport, in many ways, is just getting going.
You have also, I think, 53, or last I checked earlier this year, 53 commercial partners, and you've generated the most revenue of any team in F1 history. How do you go about that? Since you're so focused on cars and racing, and you're dealing with Norris and Piastri, and you're focused on aero, like, how do you take off the sports hat and put on the business hat?
Well, fortunately, we're a big organization, and Andrea Stella has done a wonderful job running our racing team. So he focuses on the on-track performance, and I focus on running the business. And of course, we're about 1,400 people inside McLaren, so it's definitely not the two of us. We just have our leadership roles, and we're very focused on our partners. We're very focused on our fans, because you need to have every part of your racing team, not just the technical side, operating as we call world championship material. So whether it's your CFO around your cost cap, or your head of HR around culture, which is what's made our team so strong, our commercial team, everything has to be firing on all cylinders. Sorry to use the pun.
Yeah, I wish there were more cylinders.
Maybe the regulations in 2026 will get there. But Zach, I mean, this is kind of where like the drama bleeds into the sport and the business of the sport, right? Especially with a more diverse viewership coming in. I know you've been very open in saying Christian Horner leaving F1 is good for the sport, or at least it's in a healthier place. There have been rumors that he's going to be able to come back now and maybe will next year. What do you make of that for the sport if he does come back?
I mean, he's had a stellar career in Formula One. His results are lots of driver championships, world championships. So I think when you get into sport, not everyone's best friends. There's different characters. So while we may not have too many cups of tea in England, as we say, you know, you need all different types of characters in the sport. And I think that's what makes the sport very exciting. You know, that's that kind of Netflix effect is what happens off the track. And I think our sport's unique in that not only is the competition on the field of play extremely exciting, there's a lot of competition off the field of play. And it's a small group of, team bosses and drivers, so I think the fans can kind of get to know us all. And so I've got my friends in pit lane and some that aren't, but I think that's what makes it exciting, and it's authentic and genuine.
It's very fun. I will say that we now have Gunther Steiner in MotoGP. So my family, we watch the motorcycles, and it's awesome to see Gunther come over from Haas.
He's a great personality.
He's definitely a character.
He's so much fun, and that makes it all the more fun to follow. Like, we've been able to get into that because of the Netflix documentary. Do you think, on balance, is that only good for F1?
It's only good. If we look at what Formula One, where we needed to continue to grow the sport, kind of pre-Netflix, pre-Liberty, it was North America, right? The sport's huge everywhere, but North America, we had one race, and it was kind of a second-tier sport. Now we have 3 races, and it is a major sport in North America. Tick. Youth, because that's all of our future, and we've brought in a lot of youth, and then women in diversity. So the sport over the last 5-6 years under Liberty's ownership has really modernized and become a very inclusive sport versus what was a very exclusive sport. And you saw it took a little bit of change when Netflix came out. 2 teams didn't participate because it wasn't we're not going to open our doors. And then when we did, and you saw the fandom that came and the exposure it brought for our sponsors, I think they went, I think we need to be in this next time. And so it's been wonderful. And I think the sport now recognizes that without taking care of our fans, we don't have a sport. And I very much believe sport is entertainment. Anytime you're buying a ticket, whether it's for a movie, a sporting event, a rock concert, that's entertainment. So we need to put on a good show for our fans.
But it's beyond athletics, right? I mean, because now Lando and Oscar and you, you've got to deal with this intrusion into your personal life as well.
Yeah, but you know what? We're in the public spotlight, and that's how our sport works. So if you're not comfortable with that, maybe you should pick a different job. And so I remember my first ever Grand Prix, 1981 Long Beach Grand Prix. I met my first Formula One driver. I saw the cars and the impression it left on me. So at McLaren, there's not a photo or an autograph that we don't stop for, whether it's a driver or myself or Andrea, because you want to leave that lasting impression that I have from 1981 I remember it like it was yesterday. And we've all met athletes over the years that you were a bit disappointed once you met them. And so therefore,
don't meet your heroes.
It was a St. Louis Cardinal. I'm a Cardinals guy. But being good 95% of the time isn't enough, because those 5%, it's kind of a heartbreaker. So, you got to be on your A game all the time. And whether it's a restaurant, you can't control when people see you and they want to talk to you. They're excited. They want to learn about the sport. And so I enjoy it.
So you still like going out to restaurants?
100%, 100%.
Zach, we can't let you go with just asking about the rest of the season, because you've essentially got the Constructors' Championship essentially wrapped up. How much of your attention now is shifting to the drivers, and how much of a threat do you think someone like Verstappen could come up and really threaten, be it Lando or
a disruptor?
A disruptor, yes.
I think you got to pay attention to Max. We got to keep doing what we're doing. The Constructors is looking very good. We had a chance to wrap it up in Baku, but let's not talk about Baku. Hopefully we can get the job done in Singapore. And what we want to do is we want our 2 drivers and Max, but we'd like to kind of get him out of there, to fight for the championship and just give them equal opportunity, equal equipment, which is what we're doing, and kind of may the best man win. That's what we want to do. We'd like to not play a role if at all possible, but you get into, Lando had a mechanical and things can happen and safety cars and things of that nature. But I think our goal is to just set Lando and Oscar up to be competing for the championship down to Abu Dhabi, and may the best driver win.